I have to pay tribute, though, to my dad, because my father did tell me something. And in a way, what my dad told me was the most important thing I've ever known about this mysterious and beautiful thing that takes place between us. And I want to pay tribute to that man because there's a feeling here. I was going to mention him. The name is still sacred to me of my dad, but tonight there is such a lovely family feeling here. My father passed away very quietly in his sleep between the bar and the gents. When I was about 7.5. I'll never forget that day. I was there at home by myself, playing by myself with myself, and a little mate of mine, Paddy Ryan, came in. He said, Les, you've got to get up to the pub, get up to the Harp of Erin. He said, he says, you got to get up there, he said, because your dad is slipping away fast. I'm not so fucking funny about that. I went up there to that pub, and he's lying there, Laurie, on the floor. And I held his old head in my arms. And he said, oh, thank Christ you're here, little Les, he said. He said, I just have to tell you, but I'm going fast, he said, but I have to tell you the facts of life. I said, oh, don't, Dad. You know, I said, I'm only 7.5. He said, oh, you're growing fast and you'll need this advice. And I will not rest easy until I tell you. So I said, all right, Dad. He said, little Les, his voice getting fainter. You know, they'd called the emergency medical services, but they were having a drink, you see. So I'm down there. I said, what is it, Dad? He said, can you count, son? Never forget this. I said, yes, Dad, I can count to 5. He said, that's all you need to know to make a woman supremely happy, Les. I said, oh. He said, you've got to remember this. So I said, well, what is it, Dad? He said, it's easy. All you got to remember is, voice getting fainter, it's the second hole from the back of the neck. But ladies and gentlemen, and then his head slumped on one side. They were his last words. But boy, oh boy, what wisdom was in that. That has stood me in incredible stead all my life. What a fantastic rule of thumb that is. Isn't it amazing? The second hole from the back of the neck. And ladies and gentlemen, I have applied that in all my interpersonal relations with the opposite sex community. And I would say this, you know, but there are occasions, I don't know, I mean, you might be tired, might have had a few drinks. You're ahead of me, you're ahead of me. I mean, or perhaps you're in a fast-moving vehicle. But you can sometimes get your sums a little bit wrong. But I've found that by and large, 99.9% of women are only too happy to point you in the right direction. However, I would be a liar and a shithouse hypocrite if I didn't say to you that there is that rogue percentage of the women folk who aren't necessarily too fussy about arithmetic. There aren't. You with me?